All right, so we're gonna do this in kind of groups. Again, this is off that $400,000 auction run. And I wanna check one thing. So this one is a 2014 with 2,300 hours, 2,300 hour T590. I think my prices are all gonna be good this time. like I said, I messed up a few last time. I'm trying to do better on it. I think this one needs one cylinder repacked yet. I think it's gonna be right at 19.9. We got an L35. That one, again, don't hold me to exacts. I'm gonna be really close. That's if we don't find anything that we really feel we're gonna put a bunch of time and money into. That one is 15.9 for an L35. Those of you that don't know what an L35 is and what the significance is, the L35 is their commercial series, and then the BX24 is their economy series. This little guy here is 12.9. Again, the mower deck's on it, the backhoe's on it, the loader's on it. Just the options alone to buy like a 23S is gonna run you more than that. But the L35 is a pre-emission commercial machine that is solid steel cast iron. Those were made to be a heavier duty unit. We have the two MT85s. Here's one of them. They're both 13.9. That one, I think, is just waiting on a line yet, and that one goes back out to the lot. So all these machines here have been into the shop at least once, and then we either had to clear for customer stuff, rework, or repair that we had got parts for. And we kind of have so much overflow right now, we don't have the room inside to keep them all. The TL130 waiting on the pump. It is going to be a used pump, but it's still going to be, I think a 2,300 hour machine it's coming out of, if I remember right. That one's going to be 12.9. It's going to be a pilot unit. Meter shows 780 hours. It's absolutely not right, but a track pilot machine for 12.9. We also have some machines here around the corner that I actually forgot about till I just started doing the videos. Clint came to me and said, hey, we had time to do some videos because he had some ideas. And I'm like, that would be great. We've been so far behind, and started adding up where the equipment was. I forgot we put some behind the offices. And these have not been in the shop yet. I'll give you some rough ballparks because they have the auction prices in here, but it's, okay, yeah, it's 4 units, I think. A little 753, that one's gonna be 89. Then we have two 331s. This one's a cab G series, but they have steel tracks on it. They need tightened up. They gotta go through the shop. Again, our wash bay's been froze up, so they gotta get through the shop. I don't know exact numbers. I'm gonna guess between 15.9 and 16.9, probably on both of them. Even though this is a later cab unit, it's rougher. This one is a little bit cleaner. This is a 267. This was a trade-in. I think it's, if I remember right, it's like 3,500 hour. That one's 17.9. So a bunch of good equipment coming out of the shop here, and a bunch to come through the shop. If you guys are interested, we're gonna do this in groups right now, and as they finish, we'll go back to singles. But they're kind of way far behind. Everybody's kind of running around trying to keep caught up, and this weather has been brutal. The -8, -9 degree days. I don't care if it's a brand new machine. We have frozen fuel and frozen just everything. I had a unit the other day that was frozen to the ground. It was parked in a waterway, like where the lot ran off, and it had about 1.5 to 2 inches of ice around the bottom, and I could not figure out. I knew it was a good unit. I mean, I'm there kind of it was right when it snowed, so I didn't see it all, and the thing was froze to the ground. I had to get another machine to bump it to break the ice off. So it's been very, very cold. We've used a lot of these machines for snow removal. I mean, you can see this is 10 feet on the back with a straight cut through it. A lot of these machines were used for snow removal. The plows were not enough, so you know, everybody in a skid loader, let's get it done. And the T770, 750, 650, Cat. The Cat was out on rent for a day and a half because we had a Kubota break. So we've had our butt in the seat. The importance of that is we've ran some of these long enough to know, okay, yes, it was good for us, or no, we had an issue. But a whole bunch of units coming out of the shop. If you're interested, take a look at our website, hackenbergequipment.com. We're going to keep trying to update, trying to get ahead of YouTube, trying to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. That way, it brings more ambition. We're going to try to have a different platform than the rest of the dealers. What we want to do is, this is how we bought it. This is what we've done to it. This is where our price is. This is where the market is. Still try to be extremely fair, but show you the machine. Even if we repaint a machine, you know, you can decide if it's a machine that was too rough for you or if it's nice enough for you. everybody has a different classification of what is acceptable to them. And I really appreciate some of you guys saying, you know, I trust you, or you seem trustworthy. I really do appreciate that. I don't want that, only because you may have a different opinion than me. I can't change your opinion. I grew up a broke farm boy. I literally drove tractors that were holding 3-point arms on with duct tape and electrical cords. So what you deem acceptable and what I deem acceptable may be very different categories. And what you deem a good deal and what I deem a good deal may be very different categories, and that's fine. We can get your category, it just might not be that machine that we're talking about. And I would love to have more of that conversation. I hate doing sight unseen sales, and I've had so many people kind of come back at me and be like, well, if it's what you said it is, you should be comfortable doing sight unseen. I hate it. I hate letting you guys be your own eyes and guide, because you don't know that machine other than running it a little bit. You know, someone that doesn't come out a lot and talk to you for a few minutes, and you're doing a 2-minute test drive, well, you're not going to know if it comes up to temperature. You're not going to know if the heater core, you know, there's more of these machines have issues warm than they do cold, to be honest. Yes, it's a cold start, but, you know, blow by and engine wear and all that stuff is more happening when it's hot, up to temperature, everything gets thinner, and everything starts to show its wear. So I want to be able to have that talk with you. I want to tell you what I know. Ultimately, I can't tell you what I don't know, and if we miss something. But your opinion may be that this machine is too old and too whooped for what you want to do in life, and the next guy that's running an old Case 1840, he might look at this it's a new Porsche. Like, there's very different mindsets in heavy equipment. The guy that can spend 130 grand on a new track unit every other year and doesn't run them over 1,000 hours, that's a different mindset than the guy that wants to put some firewood away and doesn't want to get a new house loan for that machine. So there's just a whole bunch of different categories there. I appreciate you guys saying I seem trustworthy. I try to be, but I hate doing sight unseen. I would prefer you to come test the machines. We do some sight unseen, but when I do sight unseen, I'm gonna go, okay, here's the videos, here's all the pictures, we're gonna go through more videos, we're gonna get you everything that we see and how we see it, and ultimately you gotta make that decision from there. But everything we give you guys is gonna be how we see it, how we've brought it in and put it out, and hopefully that's good enough. I know some people are gonna still have their comments. I ain't gonna make everybody happy. Honestly, I don't try anymore. I try to do what I feel is right. I try to make sure that as long as we're talking to each other as human beings, I'm doing the best I can. But if someone calls me yelling and screaming or putting something down, well, then we're not in the same boat. That's okay. We cannot be in the same boat. You can look at that and be like, oh, that ain't worth 17.9. That's worth 5 grand. First of all, take every single one you can find, and I'll give you a nice healthy bonus if you can buy them for 5 grand. Second, the next guy doesn't think like that. So we can disagree, we can have different opinions. As long as we're having opinions and we're not just being mean to each other, I'll do everything I can. Ultimately, it's your decision if it works for you or if it doesn't. HackenbergEquipment.com is our website. Take a look at it. It's constantly updating. We try to stay on top of if it's sold or not. Every now and again, one will be sold that stays on there for a day that we missed or whatever, but most of the time, if you call us, we'll give you a heads up, hey, we got a T650 coming in, or we've bought machines for folks already, and I do that with 10% down, because if you don't get skin in the game, and I buy exactly what you told me to buy, I got to have some security too. But preferably, I like to be responsible for my own equipment. So again, HackenbergEquipment.com. We have a big pile coming out again. We're going to try to do a little bit better on videos moving forward. And if you guys are interested, take a look, give us a call. We're going to be happy to help you. And then we'll catch you guys here probably on the next day, because I have another load coming in this evening. So we'll see you guys probably tomorrow.